What's up? Welcome to a Cincy Fan Talking with LP, and of course, this is your boy LP. What's good in the hood? What's up, y'all? What's going on, everybody? Woohoo! What's good? Welcome back to the pod, y'all. Welcome back. Appreciate you stopping past for about a half or so. Got some stuff to jump into. Talking Bengals, got the W. Talking about a lot of stuff, sports and otherwise. So stick and stay, pull up a chair. If you knocking out some task at home, if you got your honey-do list out, if you sitting in the car waiting for your kids to finish up practice, or you dipped out from the wife, she's shopping and you chilling in the whip, or if the husband is shopping and you chilling in the whip, I don't know. Whatever you happen to be doing, thanks for stopping past. We're going to go ahead and jump into it. Before I talk about the Bengals a little bit and all this other stuff, I really want to thank the Cincinnati Reds. I'm serious. I know people might think that's a little bit facetious because they got swept, lost a couple of games to the Dodgers. Everybody pretty much expected it. I appreciate the fact that I was able, and we in Cincinnati were able to watch the Reds go through a playoff race, become successful, and actually win a playoff spot. Like I told y'all in the last pod, y'all, this is a baseball town. It always has been, it always will be. No matter how great the Bengals do, Cincy will always love the Reds just a little bit more. That's how it's got to be. So I just wanted to tell the Reds thanks, making summer baseball enjoyable, because it's been a while since we had it like that. Like, it's been I won't say a long time, but it's felt like a long time since we've been able to just kick back, watch the Reds play in September for something more than just, running out the string. We go ahead and raise up for a little bit. All right, so now we good. So, thanks, Reds. And thanks, Bengals. If you saw me on the Twitter sphere, you saw me just kind of going off. It looked like in that first quarter it was over with. And to be honest, the Bengals have some problems. I mean, they really do. The Bengals can't tackle. The Bengals can't do much defensively. The Bengals have, let's say, a poor running game. Let's be nice. Let's call it a poor running game. And we got Joe Flacco. I don't know how to feel about this. I didn't know how to feel about it until last night. Yeah, let's put it like that. But I spent a decade plus wanting this man to fail for so many teams. It's hard for me to let go of my wacko flacco persona. It's still hard for me to not say, hey, Joe, throw an interception. It's real hard for me to shake that. Last night though really kind of helped me get rid of that. After that first quarter, the Bengals really balled out. Now, like I said, winning is a great deodorant, The Steelers still rushed for more yards than the Bengals did. And they weren't even really trying to run it like that. So when you look at it globally, in a big picture, still got some work to do. But getting that W makes everything feel a little bit sweeter. Jamar Chase is an absolute beast. And whatever I say about Joe Flacco, I really didn't like him because I knew how good he was when he played for all those other teams. Arm strength is elite. Never been a super mobile guy. But as you saw last night, he can do just enough to keep him honest. Hey, taking off my Bengals hat and putting on my I like TV hat, last night was a great game. It really was. If you didn't care about either team, you tuned in and was like, hey man, that's a hell of a game. And both teams balled out offensively. Defensively leaves a lot to be desired from both teams. I didn't expect the Steelers' defense to be as bad as it was. Like, for real. I guess they've been playing against trash teams. I don't know. But I thought their defense would be a whole lot better. I thought we would have a lot of problems. I thought the Bengals have a lot of problems driving the ball. They did not. Great win by the Bengals. Like, for real. Excellent win. 3-4. More importantly, in the division, they are 2-0. In the conference, they're 3-1. Most of their losses have come to NFC teams. If you're gonna lose to a team that's not in your conference, for real, because it really doesn't hurt you as much as it does losing to a division opponent or a conference opponent. Nice little break before the Bengals play the Jets. And the wife is always torn when the Bengals play against a quarterback from Ohio State. And I feel it. I kind of let go once they go pro because you can't really control where the players go. You still want them to do well because they're Ohio State players, but at the same time, it's like, don't be my squad. Like, don't be my squad up. So Justin Fields is next up. I hope he has a good game. Like, I want him to have a good game. I don't want them to beat the Bengals, but I hope I hope he has a good game. Last night, watching the Bengals play and watching them get that upset victory is yet another. It's like reason 957 why I would never bet on NFL games for real. I'm never putting up that. You never know what's gonna happen in an NFL game. You just don't. Anything can happen. You can have the worst team in the league playing the best team in the league, and the best team will just poop the bed and lose by 6. It's wild. I don't really truck with betting football. It's just too wild of a variable. So leave that stuff alone. Let me say one more thing about the Bengals game. Kirk Herbstreit, Cincinnati resident, I believe, Ohio State alum, Reds fan. He made a comment during the game when let me make sure I say this right. Okay. The Bengals were losing 31-30. Did I say that right? Okay. So the Bengals were losing. And Kirk Herbstreit says, and I bet every fan wearing white right now thinks the Bengals are going to lose 31-30. Everybody's thinking it. So I just went ahead and said it. And he caught some flack about that online. Let me tell you something. Herbstreit, that's why they pay you the big bucks, man. Like, I really appreciated him saying that because honestly, we were all thinking it. We were all thinking, yeah, the Bengals just went up. Man, we about to lose. It's the Bengal way. It's happened, especially against the Steelers. It's happened so many freaking times. It's like, my wife and I are watching the game. We said it before Herbstreit said it. Every Bengals fan in attendance was thinking it. Every Bengals fan that was watching the game was thinking, oh, we just got the lead. Man, we about to end up losing by 1. It almost happened that way. Like, it legit almost happened that way. We were up. The Bengals were up 30-24. We were all thinking that the Pittsburgh Steelers was going to drive down the field, score a touchdown, and beat us. That almost happened. So Herbstreit, keep speaking your mind, man, for real, because that's why they pay you. You're not there to, like, make things nice and neat. You're there to talk about what you see and your feelings of the events. And that's what I respect about Herbstreit more than any other analyst, for real. He's not afraid to go against the grain. He's not afraid to like speak not negatively, but tell the truth about who he's watching, whether he's a fan of the team or not. I like that. Just keep it up. All right, so we off football for a little bit. That's what I'm thinking in the house. Let me go ahead and watch some baseball. The Reds aren't in the playoffs anymore, but I'm going to go ahead and check out the American League Championship Series because the winner goes to the playoffs. Now, maybe I'm old school. Maybe I'm a traditionalist. I don't know. But when there are only four teams left in the playoffs, you would expect for them to be on a major network. Fox, ESPN, maybe TNT or TBS or something like that. But something that's easy to find. So I turned to Fox to watch it. I'm watching 99 to beat some goofy show where they got to do something ignorant to go to the next round, where they got to do something else ignorant to go to the next round. They were up there like balancing nails to see if they can get the nails to balance without them touching the ground. Something you would do as a kid when you got bored. I did that a lot. I would have to do chores or like a little task or something like that. I get bored and just make up a game. Like, how many times can I throw this piece of paper into the trash can in a minute? On some minute to win it type stuff. Like, I really be on that. So, I'm like, where's this game? Where's the game? I'm looking for it. Let me tell y'all, man. It wasn't on Fox. It wasn't on ESPN. It wasn't even on FX or nothing like that. It was on Fox Sports 1. What the hell is Fox Sports 1? Is there a Fox Sports 2? I don't know. That's where the game was on. I'm like, how are we supposed to find this game? Like, let's say I legit cared about these two teams. I really wanted to know. How would I find that game in real life? This goes to show you, this is my theory, y'all, and I'm sticking to this. In 5 years, every major sporting event will only be available by streaming. I tell this to my friends and they look at me like I'm crazy. Man, LP, who about to stream the Super Bowl? Who about to stream the World Series? We basically streaming the American League World Series. How many of y'all got Fox Sports 1? Let's be real. I was shocked that YouTube TV was carrying Fox Sports 1. How many providers really carry Fox Sports 1? I mean, probably not too many. Maybe they all have a deal with Fox, so they have to carry it. I don't know. But I don't think a lot of people have Fox Sports 1, which means you have to access this going through the Fox Sports app. Yeah, there's an app for everything, y'all. When I'm talking about apps, I'm not talking appetizers. I'm talking apps on your phone. There's an app on your phone for everything. True story. In 5 years, we will be streaming every major event. All of them. The Super Bowl will be via stream. Think about it. There's a game on every day of the week, football-wise, except for Tuesday. You have to go to I actually did the math. I actually looked it up. You have to have all of the following things in order to watch every single game this season. Netflix, Amazon Prime, CBS, NBC, ESPN, ABC, NFL Network. I just hit you with 7 different things. And I feel like I'm leaving out Paramount Plus, but I don't really think you need Paramount Plus for anything in your life, to be honest. Like, Paramount Plus to me is like the bottom of the barrel. Like, it's underneath Peacock. And Peacock was the bottom of the barrel, but Paramount Plus is so trash. It's so bad. It always lags. The interface looks goofy. It's clunky. It's the worst viewing experience I've ever seen. And this comes from somebody who has to watch Peacock every now and again to watch Ohio State football or to hate watch Michigan. You hate watch the team you don't like. Don't act like you don't. I'm just saying. You're going to have to use 7 different sites. That's not including if you're watching NFL Red Zone just to catch some plays. Did I throw Fox in there too? I don't remember. That's not including the NFL standalone app. That's not including the ESPN app. These are all different. It's wild, man. We're really going to be like a streaming society. I don't know how I feel about it. It's a lot easier for me now than it was at first. At first, I'm like, man, who feels like doing all of this? But it's actually a lot easier now because they're so easy to get. I have all of these. And not to watch NFL stuff, for real. I have them all because most of them are free. I think I don't pay for Peacock. I don't pay, well, I guess I pay for Hulu and ESPN and Disney Plus, but they're all in the Verizon bill. So it's included in the bill. I pay for Netflix and what's the other one? Peacock, yeah. I thought I wasn't paying for Peacock, but all the other ones are free. They're so easy to get. So it's like, it's simple. Oh, you also need YouTube, but YouTube is free. So to watch NFL stuff. Um, don't fight it, y'all. Like there's really nothing we can do. It's going to happen. So I say embrace it. Um, line up the apps you like. Don't use the NFL to gauge your purchases because you're gonna end up buying a whole lot of stuff you don't need. Oh, and low key, check it out. If you have YouTube TV, you can add and drop any channels you want to whenever you want to, as long as they come in like the same package deal. So I have NFL Red Zone for about 4 months, and then I drop it as soon as the season's over with. YouTube TV is clutch. You gotta love it. So we're gonna jump into one more foosball topic. I gotta talk about James Franklin because I feel like James Franklin's experience kind of mirrors my experience. Not coaching, but in real life. Like I always tell you guys, I talk about sports a lot on my podcast because sports and real life, they go hand in hand. Most of the lessons you learn in sports prepare you for real life. That's why I think sports are so cool. So James Franklin got the axe. He got chopped. A lot of people said they saw it coming. My wife said she saw it coming. I personally did not see it coming because he has such a good record and he brought the Penn State program up from the depths. If you don't know, Penn State had this crazy sex scandal or something like that. Their coach, who was like Hall of Fame worthy, he had statues around the university. They pulled his statues down, and they had like a probation period where they couldn't really sign recruits. They had one coach in who did a pretty good job, but he went to the pros. James Franklin came from Vanderbilt. He did okay with them, and they used to be trash. He came through, and he built the program up. And he did it in a respectable way because it wasn't just he got there and got mass transfers and boom. Not that that's not respectable because that's how you have to do it nowadays, but it wasn't like that before. You know, you had to build from the ground up, and that's what he did. Claim to fame was knocking off Ohio State in 2016. and then almost doing it in 2017, and then almost doing it in 2018. There's a lot of almost. Couldn't beat Ohio State, really couldn't beat Michigan. And he had that, what do you call it? That Marvin Lewis syndrome, where it's like he made the program better than what it was, but he couldn't get him to the next height. And it's like that sometimes. Like in real life, it's like that sometimes. You might meet somebody and you guys feel like you're doing great. You feel like you're a good couple, but you never quite reach that place where it goes from good to great to awesome. You just kind of stay at good and a little bit of great. And at some point you look at each other and go like, you know what? I feel like we're wasting each other's time. Let's roll out. And sometimes it's amicable and sometimes it's like, really? Didn't even know. I was good with where we are. But the other person wants to be great. So that's how it is. I had a job one time and I felt like that was the job for me. I felt like that was like my ace job. It was the job I always wanted. And the more I was at the job, the more it was like, this is good, but it's not where I want to be. And at some point, I had to make a decision like, if I stay here, then I'm stuck here. If I don't leave now, I'm stuck. And I'm not doing myself a good service, and I'm not doing where I'm working a good service either. So it was time to go. Got another job where I thought it was great for me, and when you know it, you get laid off. And this was like a teacher position at a school that I really liked. And next thing you know, you get a letter in the mail going like, you've been reductioned in force. You've been riffed. Like, wow, what is this? And you got to start making decisions. You got to go like, do I really want to be a teacher? Do I really want this to happen again? Luckily, everything worked out. And that's the thing. When you think things aren't going well, things always seem to work out. I can honestly say that I've never fallen backwards in my career. My next job was always better than my last job. Even when I thought it wasn't gonna be, it always was. Things have a funny way of working out if you kind of grind for it. I feel like that's what it is for James Franklin. I feel like our paths really mirror each other. I feel like James Franklin's going to be fine, especially given the fact that this man had a $49 million buyout and they have to pay his salary for like the next 6-7 years. But you know what? As strange as this is, it's probably not even about that for him. It's probably, what I'm thinking, is more like he had a job that he really liked. He was motivating young men to like do great things. Maybe in football, maybe in the real world. But he was motivating them to do great things. And he couldn't finish the job because they let him go. So he's thinking more than the money. It's like, I left the job unfinished. That would grate my nerves. And I feel like that's where he is. I won't say that he didn't deserve it because it's really all about winning, especially in this NIL era, y'all. Like, when you think about what Penn State did, they kind of followed the Ohio State model, who followed the Michigan model. They were like, look, we're going to keep all of our core players. We're going to do what it takes to get them to stay. Give them money, whatever, because it's legal now. Then we're going to go out and we're going to get transfers that fit what we do. We're going to give them money, it's whatever. We got to do what we got to do. And hope that gets you over the hump to get that title. It worked for Michigan. Then it worked for Ohio State. So Penn State was like, let's ride the wave. We got this. It didn't work out. And in this NIL era, it's like, it's professional now. The game is really jacked up. Now it's professional. I paid you money. I'm treating you like a professional. If it doesn't work out, I'm dropping you because I treated you like a professional. But it's college. I warned y'all about this a year ago, man. I really did. And that's what's happening. James Franklin got did like NFL coaches get done. I can't say it's wrong, but I can't say it's right either. Because left in the wake of all this are the kids. Yeah, they're kids. They're big, they're muscular, they hit hard. But man, we talking about 18 and 22-year-olds who probably feel like trash because they feel like it's their fault that the coach got fired. Real talk. How could you not feel like that? Like when you play with a coach that you really care about and y'all in the trenches grinding together, how could you not feel like that? It probably destroyed these young men. But up top, it's all about the money for them. And it's all about the fan base. And the fan base is irate. I'm an Ohio State fan. We are not a logical fan base, y'all. Like we're not. We are not a logical fan base. Not even a little bit. They have to win every game. We really feel like it's our birthright to have every national championship and have like a 90 game winning streak. We really feel like that. Losses are unacceptable at Ohio State University, at the Ohio State University. They're unacceptable. That's so unrealistic, y'all. Who never fails? Like, really? Who wins 100 out of 100 times in anything? You're gonna lose at some point. You are. You're gonna lose to teams you don't want to lose to. It's so unrealistic. But money rules. And I feel like James Franklin to be fine. And like I said, you go through a 3 game losing streak like he did, it feels like the Oregon loss just kept happening week after week after week. And you got to make a change. You have to. It's not about friends, it's about business. But I just really feel like he got did. I keep saying this. He got did wrong, but he didn't get done wrong. So prayers up to James Franklin, which is weird to say again because he got out of the loop, but it's not really about that. You want to go out on your own terms. And when you don't get to do that, the money doesn't really make you feel better. It's great to have, money makes the world go around for most people, but when you're working with, athletes, especially student athletes, it's about something bigger. So I feel like James Franklin will do another university a great service. I feel like he was a really good coach. He was a great coach who got done in with the circumstances. So anxious to see where he pops up next. Before we roll out, 2 things. Number one, the review is coming for the next movie. I'm in the middle of watching Life of a King. I've only seen like the first 25, 30 minutes. I think this might be a really good movie. So I don't know. If you've seen Life of a King, let me know what you think of it because I'm still in the beginning stages of it. I really don't know what to think of it right now. I mean, it seems kind of sort of realistic, but I don't know. I will say I'm up to the part where he's a janitor and he's covering a classroom. And half of me is like, really, we just letting janitors cover classrooms now? And the other half of me is like, I worked at a school where, the principal empowered everybody in the school building to be thought of as teachers. Either you're a teacher or you're a role model for students. So our custodian, he was coaching the flag football team. So it wasn't like people looked at him like, oh, he's just a janitor. They were looking at him like, hey, that's my flag football coach. Watch where you throwing away your trash because he got to pick that up. So I can kind of see how that happens when you're in a building where adults are looked on as role models. no matter what they do. Honestly, I think it's a very cool concept because it shows kids that you respect people for who they are, not for what they do. Like it's one of those things I thought was really, really cool. And you could see the adults looking at it like that. They weren't looking at the custodians like, hey, pick this up. They were like, hey, how's your day? What you got going on? Like we treated everybody like equals because that's how it should be. The custodians are an integral part of the school for real. Like it's a lot of people involved in making sure these kids get what they need. And they're not all teachers. That's big facts right there for real. So we'll see how it goes. I'll have a review for that next week. I'll have that. I'm guessing it'll already be ranked above Teacher's Pet just from like the first 20 minutes of the movie. Man, look. No, I can honestly say for a movie to be below Teacher's Pet, it has to be absolute trash. Dog poop, hot dog water, like that type of trash. But we'll see. So I had a Life of a King one ready for y'all. Um, that's one. And the other one before I roll out, man. Rest in peace to D'Angelo. He was definitely one of them ones. Like really started the whole neo soul movement um, way back in '95. I'm like sophomore, junior. Remember listening to D'Angelo. Like the wife and her friends used to like spaz out when they watched that How Does It Feel video. True story, y'all. True story. It's my sophomore year at Ohio State. And, BET has this show where like they show the R&B jams, like the slow grooves, 11 o'clock, midnight or whatever. So I'm in a study session with my group. I forget the class. It might have been like, I don't even remember. It might have been like econ or something like that. Because econ was a bear. Like it was a bear. Like econ was one of those classes where it was like, you think it's easy. And then they hit you with that textbook you got to buy. It's like 150, 200, and it's thick like an encyclopedia. Like, hey, if you don't know what encyclopedia is, like, think Google on pages. That's basically an encyclopedia or whatever. So we going through the textbook, getting ready for the midterm, grinding it out, working hard. I leave the library about 11:30. Walk to my dorm. Shout out to Steve Hall. What they calling the Smith Steve now? Y'all, Steve Hall. Shout out to anybody that stays Steve, Smith, Park, Straley, any one of those. Y'all know what it is. So, got the book bag on, walk into the lobby, and, in the lobby they had like the big TV, pool table, stuff like that. I walk in, and it's like a group of 7 or 8 girls. Um, Eclectic group, mixed group. Like you have the black girls, couple of white girls chilling, and they're all staring at the television. Nobody's talking. Like they are riveted to the screen. And I walk over because I knew a couple of them. I'm looking like, what's up? Shh, shh, shh. I'm like, okay. And I look up, D'Angelo. Untitled, How Does It Feel? And he in there like, singing, face up to the camera, no shirt on. The camera's panning down. You can see the girls like, oh my God. I'm like, all right, y'all, I gotta go. I just walked right out. I'm like, they were just staring at the television. Nobody else existed. Like D'Angelo had it on lock with that album. And my thing about it for D'Angelo is like, there's a lot of people that know him just for that, like maybe just for doing that video or that album. But like his catalog is outrageous. Like his singing is outrageous. For my money, like if I put up my money, his remake of Cruising by Smokey Robinson, his remake is like one of the top remakes of any song ever done. Like you can put that up next to Smokey Robinson's Cruising and go like these both hold up very well. Like he was one of those ones, man. He had that voice, he had that sound, and it went well with rap. It went well with hip hop. It went well with R&B. It went well with alternative. Like when he had like D'Angelo and the Vanguard, like that was hot. And it was different. It wasn't just him doing R&B. It was him doing rock. It was him doing soul. Like he was really one of them ones. And for him to pass away so young, like it's one of them things where, you know, seeing seeing people pass, like it hits me way different, you know, because of everything we've been through, like family wise, you know, losing our kid and whatnot. Like seeing people grieve and mourn, like it's difficult. Like it's difficult to watch. And when I say, you know, I get it, and when I say the grieving process isn't a process, it's something that you live with forever. Like I get that. And it how do I say this? It makes me appreciate even more than I used to the good times, because I understand more now than I did before that none of that lasts forever, and you don't know when it's going to end. Like you just don't. Like there's no time clock. Like it's not like sports where it has like a definitive beginning and end, and then there's a winner or a loser. It's not. So you tend to appreciate things like pictures and music and movies and print media and stuff like that, because it's all you have left. Like you'll have the memories and you'll have the pictures, and if you're lucky, you'll have people that were around you that can tell your story and uplift that story so it can live on for other people to go like, hey, that was a really good person, if you're lucky. And I feel like D'Angelo is one of those guys who's going to be like really lucky, because he'll have a ton of people that can say, hey, I remember when Brown Sugar came out. It was 1995, and I was on the Ohio State campus in the summer doing like my Young Scholars program, and it just took over the entire campus, and all of us little 10th and 11th graders was like, hey, this is hard. Like the fellas, the girls, all of that. Like it, his family is very blessed to be able to have those moments. And I can say I feel blessed. I feel blessed to have pictures and moments like that that I can share, you know, for me and mine. So rest in peace, D'Angelo, and we'll be bumping your stuff forever, and that's real. And the wife will still give me funny looks when she's looking at the How Does It Feel video, and she's looking like, is he watching me? Cause it's hot in here, and I'm fanning myself, and I'm just looking like, what can you really do? Like, you just go ahead and swoon to the video. I'll be here on my phone listening to the sounds and like, you know, listening, grooving to the music and ignoring you fanning yourself. Like, and she'll be looking real bad. So I'm like, look, I don't get it, but I get it. I understand. I don't know what the female equivalent to that would be for me. And if I did, I probably wouldn't be doing that anyway because I don't want to get swung on. But that's different. Hey, man, it's time to roll out. Enjoy your weekend. Party hard. Um, Halloween's coming up. So get your costumes ready because We'll be out in full force. You know it's gonna be cold. It's why is it all now? I expect it to be cold because it's almost November. Why does it rain every single October 31st? And it's like that cold rain, that cold slow rain that just doesn't stop. It feels like it didn't start, and then when it started, it never stops. Why does that happen every Halloween? Man, get at me about that, man. I don't know. Find me a meteorologist that can tell me why my hood gotta get rained on. Like, why we gotta get rained on all the time? Like, you gonna clap me out like that? All right, man. I feel you. Hey, we out, man. Catch y'all next time. And as always, life is good. Really, just clap me out like that. I got you.